It is Men's Health Week, and the whole month of June is a time to really shine a light on men speaking up about their well-being.
And since today, our 9 News mental health expert and psychologist, Dr. Sheryl Zeigler, is here, we're going to talk about mental health. And one of the things I think of as men commonly not being as likely to seek mental health care. Has that changed, though? Are men maybe more receptive to the concept than they were 10, 20, 30 years ago?
And that's such a great question. I think they are more receptive to the concept. But today's figures still say that only about 60% or so of men, well, a couple things. 60% of men go and just go to their regular physical every year, right? Starting with that, because a lot of times that's where it starts.
Right.
You talk to your general practitioner, they go, oh, it sounds like this, and they might make a referral. So that's a big deal that we have about 40% of men not doing that. And then they say of the men, about 1 in 3 men will experience depression sometime in their lifetime. And it's a really small percentage of them that seek out mental health treatment. So I think the messaging might be getting out there more, the receptivity, but then the action to actually do something about it, we're still not seeing those numbers where we want.
1 in 3 men.
1 in 3 men throughout their lifetime, sometime.
Will suffer from some form of depression. How does that stack up next to women?
Yeah, well, women is higher. Women is much higher.
More like 50-50?
It is almost. It's really high. So disproportionately, women are diagnosed at double the rate of men.
Wow.
Yeah, so people debate, is that because women are talking about it more, or is it because they really are experiencing it more? I think men tend to have what we call like externalizing behaviors. So that's anger, that's aggression. Those are those kinds of behaviors we see, and they're scary, and we don't always think of them as mental health issues. Women have what we call internalizing behaviors, which is more depression and sadness and withdrawal. So it can also be the presentation.
I continue to read that young men are having more problems in many ways, and some of them are anxiety driven, and some of it's like the pandemic and other things. Is that the case?
Yeah, so in this Men's Health kind of Awareness Week, one of the stats that they put out is that about 13% of young men are in poor health. That's poor physical health, poor mental health, and that is really sad. That's something that is preventable, and I think a strong message is if you have a young man in your life, if you have a teen boy in your life, that you're encouraging them to do things like go to the doctor every year, even if you feel perfectly healthy. Go every year and get everything checked out. If you're feeling different kinds of feelings, even if it's anger, whatever it might be, go seek out mental health treatment. They actually, as much as we're talking about it, I think one-on-one, when you have a relationship with someone, that's more powerful than maybe something they see on social media or they just hear somewhere.
I want to ask you about social media because it becomes the punching bag, the magnet, the answer or the cause of so many problems. Where does it fit into this?
Yeah, I mean, we know that social media is driving this isolation epidemic that we're having, this loneliness epidemic, and the numbers just keep getting worse. And so even though, again, we're talking about social media and the negative effects, we're still seeing the numbers getting worse. So that 18 to 24-year-old range, these new college grads, these young men, they are lonelier than ever. And so we know the Surgeon General has called that really, this is like an epidemic. This is sort of a crisis in terms of loneliness. So another thing for this Men's Health Awareness Week is to really say, stay socially connected, create those social connections. They are more important to your health even than really diet and exercise. That's how important it is.
So, well, that's on all of us, the women in their lives too, to encourage them.
Yep.
So thank you, Dr. Zeigler. It's kind of scary stuff, but not if we get to the right places we need to be. Thank you.